Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to another Real Madrid review. Sevilla 1, Real Madrid 1. Would we say it's fair that we were lucky to get a point from that game? Yeah, sure. It took us 78 minutes to finally break the deadlock, get a goal, and let me just say something. Carvajal had to score a header from a free kick for us to get a point, for us to score a goal. That really defines how horrible we were going forward. Because, let me rephrase that, Carvajal, who is not massively, tall or physical, is in the box for a free kick and scores a header. And when you look at the players he outjumped, they were really just bigger than him. So that tells you how we played. That tells you um, the chances we were creating. That tells you how dominant we were for the first 20 minutes, and then afterwards it was a lot of Sevilla. But overall, we had slightly more possession. But into the shots, um, maybe an XG, I think Sevilla will have higher because they had a good chance. You know, um, and they had a few of good chances as well. They just really either they were a bit unfortunate to not be able to take, or we did pretty well to stop them. But defensively, no problem because we could have killed that game. We could have killed that game if we had actually put up attacking output. In the first half, we could have gone 1-0 up. Second half, 2-0 up. Even if Sevilla do get that goal, 2-1, and then maybe wrap it up with a 3-1, we could have finished and wrapped the game up after 60 minutes if we had our attacking output as we usually should. What has happened here? Right? Vini Jr. was awful. Rodrigo, not effective. Bellingham, like I said many times, he's not a number 9. Don't expect him to score every game. This is going to be another one of those story for media coverage to say, oh, Bellingham is overhyped and overrated, and he's not as good as you think. But why are Real Madrid fans saying that Bellingham is the striker? Why? I mean, you're just giving the media an excuse to get at Jude Bellingham, to ridicule Jude Bellingham. He's not a striker. He should not play in the kind of role he has. Because if we had Benzema still, Bellingham would not be, the number 9. Basically, he will not be in the spaces that he's in right now every single time. He's allowed to bomb forward that much because we don't have a striker. If we had a striker like Benzema, yes, for sure, he would interchange with Bellingham still, but we would see the reliability of scoring goals fall to the striker because Bellingham would be more of an assistant in that case. But now he has to be the main man in that number 9 spacing. So he has to go forward without a striker in front of him. So when he gets an opportunity, when he gets the ball in the middle spaces on the pitch, just outside the box, he usually picks out Harry Kane, Erling Haaland. Now he has to go, I'm going to do this by myself now because I don't have anyone in front of me to pick out. So let's not get this twisted. Let's not get this wrong. Let's not get the wrong ideas. Jude Bellingham is not a striker. That's it. That's just how it is. That's the fact. We can't blame him. The midfield, Cruz, Tchouaméni, Valverde played. I don't see an issue with that. The backline, Mendy, Alaba scored an own goal. Um, can we blame him? He tried to get across to stop and block the shot from Enesri. I think it hit him a slight bit. I'm not going to blame Alaba for this because, as I said, this game's problem is not our defense because we kept Sevilla quiet for 74 minutes of the game. this is a problem the other way around. We kept them quiet for 74 minutes, but we could not score for 78. It goes both ways. Because yes, defense, if you can play defensively really, really sound, and you can keep a clean sheet, but you can't score, you get the best, a draw. A nil-nil draw is the best. But if you can't defend, and you can score, you might get a 4-3 win. And if you are a fan, if you're any fan of any club, and I ask you, would you rather win 4-3 every single time, no clean sheet, defensively poor, but concede every single time, or get a nil-nil, get a lot of clean sheets, get a lot of, you know, draws? I'm pretty sure 99% of people would say I would rather 4-3. So as much as defend win your titles, as Sir Alex Ferguson once said, that is based on a long-term solution. In a game like this, being good defensively means nothing. It means nothing if you can't create chances and put the ball in the back of the net. And Sevilla are an extremely different team to a lot of other teams, because this game got heated after an hour, even less than that. This game got heated, and they are physical side, they are tough side to play. So defensively, they would be very solid. But I feel like if we had created more chances, we could have put ourselves in a better situation. That's for sure. After the first an hour, we could have definitely scored a goal at least. Like, if we had played better, if we had created more chances, if the attacking output was better than it actually was, maybe. But we failed. We let them get the goal. Like I said, deflected goal of Alaba. It was good play from Enesri and Sevilla. And then, like I said as well, Carvalho had to get in the box to score a header to equalize. It just sums up how poor we were in that game. It just sums up how poor our attacking output was. Like I said, defensively we can be as good as we want, but if going forward we are not as good, I think it really is going to be a big problem for the rest of the season. Because yes, you can rely on moments from Vini Jr. or Bellingham or Joselu, but where is the clear number 9? Where is that number 9? Where is that main leader of this attack? The number 9 is arguably the leader of the attack. You know, he links up play from the wingers and the creative midfielders, and even just the midfielders in general. He can also be a playmaker to some extent if you are like Benzema. But number 9, basically, to score goals. Simple, you know. And in that team, who could score as much goals or as many goals as probably Benzema with about 40 goals a season? No one. No one's going to get that. No one's going to get 40. Bellingham, isn't he on like 10 right now? He might get 20, 25 at most. He's not going to get 40. No way. Vini Jr., he's not going to get 40. Rodrigo's not going to get 40. Joselu barely even plays. Barely even scores as well. But to be fair, he does not really get that much game time overall. He's not going to get 40. So no one's going to get 40 in that team. So maybe even 35. No one's going to get 35. So let's get this straight. A striker is needed. A striker is what we need. We've been screaming this out for a long time. You know, we saw this coming in 2022 when Benzema was approaching his end of his time. He stayed on for one more year. We missed out on a striker. That was that. Last year, again, you know, the same thing. Last season, sorry. It was poor. We didn't win the Liga. We didn't win the Champions League. We only won the Copa del Rey. We did win the Club World Cup and the Super Cup. But realistically, it was not as good as the season as we have had previously. And then Benzema left. Where's the striker? Nope. Joselu is meant to be Benzema's backup, but he ended up coming in as Benzema's replacement. And then here we are, on course to have a season that we have no idea what's going to happen. Because at the start of the season I said that I don't know and I don't think that Real Madrid have what it takes to win, and I still think that way. I don't think that we have what it takes to win the Liga or Champions League. I mean, look at the table right now. At the time of recording, Atletico Madrid have just played, but they've got an extra game in hand. They're 3 points behind, and they've got a better goal difference. If they win, they'll go top. Girona, they've got a game to play. They have to play, right? They're only 3 points behind as well. They, if they win tomorrow, get to go as level. Barcelona, 4 points behind, a game in hand, a win, 1 point off. You see how competitive this is. This is not just a La Liga title race between two clubs anymore. This is a race between 4 to 5 clubs for the top four. And it just shows you how competitive it is right now. You know, Atletico Madrid, you know, you never really know what they're gonna do because they're crazy. Barcelona, they have got number 9, so they can be sure that they can do it. And they've got players like Felix and Cancelo that they've brought in the summer that have been a revolution for their team. They've also got youth in their midfield. They've got youth. They've got depth defensively as well. They've got, I think, the best team overall in the league, and you can sort of see why. You look at the squad. One big factor: Lewandowski, better than everyone else in the league as a number 9, yes, which immediately puts them in a better position than us. Of course, right now they are 4 points behind. Even if they win, they'll be 1 point behind. But soon enough, Barcelona will bounce back. Just don't be too shocked if Barcelona start getting a good run of form of games. Atletico Madrid, like I said, they're crazy. You never know what they're gonna do. Girona, a good start of the season. A win tomorrow would be a big save because they will be putting themselves in the conversation of the top four and even the title race. But Girona have Almeria at home, and Barcelona have Athletic Bilbao at home as well. So it should be pretty easy for them to get the win. Both, which is why coming up against Sevilla, it's not easy, but we had to do our job at least, and the job was to at least maybe score a goal in the first 45, and then maybe get another goal in the second half, and that would have probably sealed the game. But going forward, we were absolutely poor. There was nothing going on. Yeah, let's talk about chance that I think could have really actually sealed the game for Sevilla. I mean, Rakitic, that chance, he curls it. Carvajal again heads it off the line. I mean, what's with Carvajal on headers today? Like, literally, he's on fire. And then Ocampos had a curler attempt from the rebound that was saved by Kepa. I thought Kepa was good. I can't see a fault for that goal on Kepa. Actually, like I said, it was unfortunate that Alaba had to get across, take a bit of a deflection, and on goal. But you can't blame Kepa. There's nothing he can do because, look, he tried. I don't think he was expecting Enesri to get there. So he was maybe a bit, okay, let's just, sit back a bit. But then Alaba came across from nowhere and then just deflected the ball to him. So let's give him a bit of credit there, Kepa. Can't fully blame him for that goal. Made a couple of saves as well that were crucial. Yep, Carvalho's got the goal, arguably the best player on the pitch. But yeah, I mean, let's have a look at some stats. Let me just end off with a bit of stats. They had more shots by 3, 17 to 14. More shots on target, 7 to 5. We had 5 shots on target, by the way, in that whole game. That is equivalent to a shot on target every 18 minutes. If you consider it in the full form, every 18 minutes we have a shot on target. Like, that's poor. That's poor. We have slightly more possession, but let's call it a 50-50. More passes, but it doesn't really matter. Less pass accuracy, but it doesn't really matter. Let's go to the proper stats. Yeah, I mean, that's about it really, but defensively, like I said, Kepa made 6 saves. So yeah, I mean, we were solid defensively for 75 minutes. We were just very poor offensively for 78 minutes. And yes, these things do happen, but I think right now we have to move on. We have to just try to recover from this because it's going to be tough. Because next week we've got Barcelona, we've got El Clasico, right? A big game at the Camp Nou. It's a big, big, big game. And can we find a form? Can we rebound from this? It's hard to say, but we have to. We have to. Um, I want to end off with something that we've talked about before. Absolutely disgusting behavior. So apparently, I haven't read much about it, so I'm not gonna claim I know the full details. But based on what I've seen online and what I've seen from Vinny Jr., I assume that it was another racism case, another racial abuse. Apparently, it's a little girl, and I'm like, what the f? I mean, ah, this world really, really is a crazy thing right now, isn't it? I mean, except of what happening in terms of the wars and everything that we're not really going to talk about, but realistically, the social media era, the socializing world, is absolutely crazy. And that is a good way of saying it, because if it was me and I'm not in this video and I'm not saying it for YouTube, I'll probably say a lot worse. But it's crazy. Like, it's crazy out there. And look, we've said this before, we'll say it again. This is not acceptable. Please do something about it, La Liga. Because a few months ago, if you remember, against Valencia, the same thing happened. Vinny Jr. hit up to La Liga and Javier Tebas, and they said that they were doing something about it, and they have been. And Vinny Jr. Was basically um, overreacting, things like that. And Vinny Jr. then said, "Why are you, not trying to help me? Instead, you're trying to go against me. Trying to violate me." And it's just been an absolute, you know, disaster since then. And this is not the first time. It's not going to be the last time. We have seen it so many times, and it's yes, Vinny Jr. has had it a lot of times, but we can't say that Vinny Jr. is the only player who has ever suffered this racial abuse in football in La Liga. We've seen it many times as well, everywhere. So let's put an end to this. I hope that Real Madrid fans, do stand together and fight against it, because he's our star player. He's our best player at times. He's our future. He's the most elite kind of a player at the club right now. He's a different breed because he's explosive, he's quick, his footballing skills are there. He's Brazilian. He's got that in his blood. We need him. We need to keep him. We can't afford to let him go. But on top of just the footballing skills, he's a human. We are all humans. We come, we go. So I'm gonna say is he doesn't deserve this. He's done nothing wrong to deserve this. And whoever has been giving him those racial abuse should deserve a punishment. That's just how it is. In terms of, even if it's not football, even if it's a normal work life, you work a 9 to 5, or it doesn't really matter what you work, what your profession is. You can be a doctor, you can be a basketball player. It doesn't matter, but everyone's still human, and I feel like it's very, very disgraceful what they've done to him and what the fans of opposition clubs have done. So I think it's only right that Real Madrid fans stand up for Vinny Jr. in this sort of situation. And yeah, hopefully it ends. It was great seeing Ramos again. Apparently Ramos spent about 45 minutes in the Real Madrid dressing room and left with Modric. Yeah, obviously that strong connection, the strong bond is there. We know, Ramos, former captain, a legend, arguably the best centre back of all time, arguably the best centre back of the club's history. I would say that's tied with someone like Hierro, but he's up there, right? So we can get why, we can get the special feeling. We can get a special bond. But you have to, sort of wonder that if Ramos was on Vini's team, I think he would definitely get at the Sevilla fans. I think he would. I just think he would. But I think because he couldn't, directly have gone to the Sevilla fans, he just tried to calm Vini Jr. down and, yeah, try to be a bit more supportive, which we have rarely seen from players nowadays. I mean, many times when you see Vini Jr. mad and, going at the referee or going at the fans, you don't see players, trying to calm him down and try to say, you know what, just, ignore them. I mean, we've seen many people, in fact, trigger Vini Jr. even more to get him to get a red or a second yellow or something along those lines. So it was good of Ramos to, try to calm him down a bit. But the issues are still there, footballing wise, non-footballing wise. We've talked about it. And let's move on. We've got Braga next away in Portugal. I have no idea what the stadium is called. So, yeah, can we hopefully get back to winning ways? Can we enjoy another win in the Champions League group stages? Who knows? And then next week, the big, big, big game against our arch rivals to end off this 4 nasty game periods. Yes, we've had 4 to 5 nasty games already, but if you can top the next 2 games with wins, I would take away from it saying we did well. Even if we were to have drawn against Sevilla, I would take it. But let me know what your thoughts are down below. Hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Hit the like button if you did. Subscribe to the channel on already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.